Well, you're well known as a centrist Republican, someone willing to work across the aisles. And as you said, it seems to be a dying breed, and we'll get into more reasons about that. But you have written and spoken about your frustrations with the U.S. political system, both during your time in office and, of course, since you've retired. What do you think are the top 2 or 3 things that have to happen to reduce polarized politics and get lawmakers from both parties to want to work together more than they are right now?
I think some changes within the institution and some outside of the institution in the campaigns. For example, I think what's going to be critically important is redistricting commissions to be established that are independent, have the support of the 2 political parties, but are more impartial and fairer than the way they draw lines now for the congressional seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. Today, most of those 435 seats are non-competitive seats because they're either in the hands of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, because the way the lines have been drawn to exclude any potential competition for that particular candidate that represents a party. And so the legislatures have done that so often it has been the case, and that has been a marked difference and departure, particularly since the last census, but it's been evolving, where there are very few competitive seats remaining out of the 435. Some say as few as 7 toss-ups, 21 or 68 seats. So I think that has to change, have states adopt these, fairer process through these independent commissions to draw the lines so they become more competitive seats. And also bolstering the turnout, in these primaries. There's a very narrow fragment of the population that's casting their ballots in these primaries for political parties. The average could be anywhere, in 2010, in those primaries, the average was 18.7%. The last 20 years for midterm primaries for congressional seats, the average has been about 20%. So very few people turn out. And one way to bolster that is to allow for open primaries so that people who aren't affiliated with either party, independents, could cast their ballots in those primaries, so to generate more interest, greater participation.